we've got Ashley. Wait, I'm sorry. Ashley or Alexis? Ashley, yes. And then I could maybe still do one, or I'll just go afterwards. Probably should end the night there, though. All right, what's it? Yes, okay. The numbers first. Mom, about your mom. Oh, I love all of that so much. Okay, so let's start with the twos, the 3 twos. You know, I know what the numbers mean too, but I'm gonna see what else comes out based on like my numerology understanding. Okay. It's highlighting the need to have more balance in your relationships. Because 2 can be a number of partnerships and decisions, as well as balance, right? Like 2 sides to keeping the scales balanced. To know when to teach, and to know when to let others teach you. And when you see it, it's in reference to something that you are recently thinking about and experiencing. Yeah, because it feels like there's also a need to admit, like, if you don't have the answers, and also, like, you know, if someone is pretending to have them, and you know what the answer is, but, like, they're finding the right way to deliver the right answer to them. These are what the 2s are highlighting. Somebody needs to kind of learn how to take better care of themselves and not think somebody in your life and not think that like their value is based on how they look. I think this is more than one person. This is a theme that's going to be coming up for you, and this is an area that you can teach in. I heard by example. Yeah, and there's someone else in particular. So this is a variety of different relationships. So pay attention to the one that's being highlighted. It's either like you're just thinking about them and then you see the 2s, or you just saw them that night and then you go to sleep and you wake up and you see the 2s. But then there's somebody else who needs to learn how to like rely more on themselves and take better care of themselves rather than like give too much to others. There's certain themes here. The reason why you're being called to teach to others is because you're either like integrating these lessons or have learned these lessons. Mostly know when to teach and when to be the student and find balance with that, and these are the specific lessons. Okay? Yeah, and be willing to see things with clarity, and also like kind of appeal to the inner child within others, whether they are an actual child or not, to bring them clarity as well. Oh, I love this. What a cool way to start your reading. All right, now the 3 1s versus the 4 1s. Okay, 3 1s. Okay, they want me to use a different one. The 3 1s. The 2 2 2s are highlighting 2 is relationship with oneself and your own lessons. The second 2 is another person. The third 2 is another. So these are 2 other people and you. That's why there's 3 2s. Okay. So the 3 1s are encouraging you to have more self-care. And look, there's 3 1s on the Empress card. And the Empress is all about self-care and embodying all of the different queens. I would say when you see the 3 1s, it's either a simple message of you need more self-care, or you've been doing great with self-care, like congratulate yourself for what you did tonight. Or it's learn more about the different queens representing the Empress and how you can embody them in your life. Whether you want to do a deep dive or not is up to you. But the different queens are the ones within the tarot. So the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups. But a big transition there, too, with self-care as well as how you relate to your inner queens for the 3 1s. Now for the 4 1s. There's a need to stand up for yourself, assert your opinion, and assert your boundaries. Be defensive but in a healthy way while speaking your mind, especially in times where you're feeling like you have a lot on your mind. As an act of self. Yeah, that's interesting. And don't be worried about it affecting the stability around you. It's going to reinforce it because it's 4 ones, and 4 is a number of stability. I think that relates to the 4s too, but let's just see. 3 4s. What are the 3 4s highlighting? Should I do this one? Okay. With a little bit of this. Okay. What are the 3 4s highlighting? And oh, and I didn't touch on this. 1 is a number of self, but also how many of them applies to, right? Like I've been kind of saying. Yeah, don't think that you're being overly defensive because you're speaking your mind, you know? And don't lower your defenses when really you're meant to come through as a queen speaking your mind. So it is in relation to that message. The 4 1s and the 3 4s. Since there's 3 4s, 3 is a number of harmony of mind, body, and spirit. All of you being in alignment when you're speaking your truth. And that's why you need to come through as the Queen of Swords. Even if it's going to ruffle some feathers, it's meant to. There's something else here too in terms of the 3 4s. Yeah, it's actually going to be helpful to do so. But sometimes when you see 4s, because I think you're going to start seeing maybe 1 4 or 2 4s, a variety of 4s. Sometimes it's telling you, like, let nature, go outside and let nature help you to recover, to ground, to rebalance yourself, kind of relating back to the message of the 2s. I see how they all go together, but they are separate messages. Let Gaia, Mother Gaia, you know, the earth help you. And 4 is a number of stabilization, the physical world, the material world, as well as earth. So, you know, Gaia helping you. And like validating nature, signs, and synchronicities, and time you've spent out in nature. 4s are representing that too. Yeah, let your angels communicate to you out in nature. And overall, these are messages from your angels. They like to use numbers. Keep in mind that you'll start seeing succession of numbers now that aren't like synchronistic, or you know what I mean, like they're not like 1 1 1 2 2 2 3 3 3. You'll start seeing now after this 1 2 4 7 6 7 8 2. Look those up too. Those are messages from angels as well. So and take it step by step. Don't overwhelm yourself, but it's really beautiful. Are any of these messages from your mom? It's always sweet to tell your mom you love her either way, right? But are any of these messages from your mom? Anything in the realm of these numbers specifically? Obviously not to say that, you know, your mom wouldn't potentially be reaching out in other ways. But are any of these specific messages from your mom? Yeah, I didn't think so. Not on these particular topics. Yeah, but she definitely like agrees. Like this is all like really good information for you. It's more your angel team, angelic realm. Okay. Professional scope, direction, guidance. Now we're going to move on to that portion. Clarify that one, please. You know how I was saying how you're gonna start seeing angel numbers like in the realm of like unique number combinations, right? Like 6409, etc. Those are going to be in relation to your career. So maybe not necessarily all the time, but it's the same message translating over to that area now. So that's the first message out. Clarify that one, please. A little bit more working with your hands with creativity. Even just playing with like a vision board, a media board, but getting crafty with it in terms of your career is really going to help you. Especially in times where you have a general idea of what the answer is, working with your hands and getting crafty is going to help you work through that unclear energy about like decisions in that realm. I kind of see it as like mixed media crafting. Okay, this is starting to make a lot more sense now. I also feel like this specific skill is something that can help you for deeper connection on your parenthood journey, which was your next question. Um, I think that you guys will be working on separate mixed media crafting projects, trying to figure out your next steps, and you guys are going to end up helping each other to find the answers in this way. It's going to be a really great way also to work through fears and connect to your emotions and connect to each other. There's a little bit of a subconscious fear about expressing yourself as an artist, but just know that all humans have that capability, you know, and when you create a life, that's artistic too. So I think what's going to help you to work through that fear of expressing yourself creatively and tap into like a whole new space emotionally is working with your hands and getting crafty, even just in the realm of finding answers. Because it's playing with the mind in a new way when you're hitting roadblocks. Roadblocks, honey, not Roblox. That's a game that she plays. Okay. Yeah, I feel like also there's gonna be like brave new moves that you end up wanting to take from these, you know, creative mixed media creations. And do them by yourself too. You don't have to always be with your kid. But you know, work through the idea of like, oh, that's unrealistic. I shouldn't do that because it's gonna bring you a whole new sense of fulfillment. Um, it's really gonna translate over logically to what you're doing. And it's going to help you to be like less expectant of yourself to overcome a certain perfection paradigm, um, to feel more trust and motivation towards what you're doing from more of a creative perspective that ends up really logically working out. Um, Anything else in general, just for like the overall scope? I feel like that's direction and guidance. A little bit more for the overall scope and a little bit of like connection as a parent. But we'll get more about that too. Yeah, the questions, just a few like answers here, a few like subjects that can get answered through the act of creativity that's being channeled here. Where to take the business next, and how best to manage the money. And you may not see it that way, but it'll come in aha moments. The way because you're exercising your mind in a new way. Yeah, and how to take calculated risks for like better revenue, better income, better management of it too. Um, and also just like a very like emotionally cathartic process of like overcoming that fear of like not being an artist and assume that like you can come up with like the right answers from being creative. Okay, so let's get you a little bit like in the realm of parenting. So the messages surrounding balance and teaching, as well as knowing when to learn, is coming in your relationship with your daughter too. And because it's the scales that I was picking up on originally when I was channeling the twos. Um, so a win-win outcomes forecast. I feel like that you guys are going to be able to like get creative and understand each other's emotional processes more. Um, the more that you can surrender to your feelings, but together and creatively. You know, however you choose to do this. What else could they introduce to this? You know, I was getting like crafting, mixed media, with different intentions every time, and follow your heart. So you know, you don't have to have a set intention, but if you follow your heart, you'll find that like, wow, all of a sudden I figure all these things out. Um, or she figured it out for me, or you figure out something for her. I really see that happening. What else in terms of you know being the best parent you can be, which I just love that you asked that. Um, what else? What other kind of activities you guys be doing together? Yeah. together while you're doing it, or just in general, and like sharing music and singing. Like I even like think karaoke night or a karaoke machine, something in that realm, because it's gonna help like clear emotional energy, you know. Oh yeah, that's really good. It's like the act of like incense, sage, smudge, and Epsom salt bath through the act of singing together. Play with that idea. Do what you want with it. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. I feel like me and my daughter are connecting in a whole new space through dance, and then we've got like this Just Dance app, and then I take her to classes, and I'm in classes now. But I see you guys doing it more in the realm of singing music. So take that, where you want. All right, and then this one too. This is my inner child back. But something for the both of you. Something for you to hear as a parent. Ah, also having some sort of like outdoor hiking activity together. Like, look, she's really going on a hike. Connecting with your roots, I was also feeling like doing a little ancestry digging. Both for the two of you. Yeah, but like meditating on a hike somewhere beautiful. I see like a waterfall, honestly. Oh yeah, I didn't even hear you. Um, let me know if I'm being loud though. Yeah, having some sort of meditation practice together, but I feel like it would be really beneficial to do this on a hike with some sort of like final destination and meditating there. Some like loud water, a loud stream at the very least, but I think it's a waterfall. Even if you intend on going to a place with a waterfall, you end up somewhere else. Let the universe guide you. How's all that feel for your reading? I think that's your reading. Hi, Laura. Oh my gosh, that's great. Yeah, you guys should definitely do more of that together. Clinical or higher responsibility. I see. Okay, okay. If you can somehow bring the creativity to the workplace though, and if you're hitting roadblocks in the workplace, you can figure out the answers outside of it, okay? With that activity. But I see what you're saying. So you're thinking about potentially taking this position. You want to know Spirit thinks you should take it. Okay. Should you become a clinical leader? I swear, do it again and I will take the tablet. I've tried being nice. Now I'm gonna have to do that. You want to take tablet? You can stop doing that. Should you become a clinical leader? Would that be what's best for you? I also feel like crafting and getting creative is going to help you like come to the conclusion, even if it's just during, and it's not because of something that you created, but it's because you're exercising the mind. You know what I mean? You see how this could kind of translate a few different ways, but I'm still going to see if I can get the answer for you. Um, should would becoming would becoming a clinical leader be in your highest good? I think you could really help a lot of people doing it. Um, it would be a lot more responsibility, but I think it would also be an opportunity to kind of experiment with creativity regarding socialization with different personality types, people with different backgrounds. Um, should she take it? Give yourself a little time to come to this conclusion on your own. I think you can handle it as long as you take more time for your creativity outside of the workplace, and even try to bring it in the workplace a little bit as a place of catharsis for you, right? Like a therapeutic outlet. Should she take it? I'm feeling it's a yes, but you need to come to that conclusion on your own and give yourself a little more time. Is that accurate? Yeah, wait. They don't want me to pull that answer for you. They want you to come to that conclusion on your own. Um, but I'm feeling a soft yes from it. Get creative with some sort of a mixed media project. Just pull out some magazines, pull out some scraps of paper, some pens, some paint, whatever you got. Mixed media. Set the intention before you start, either verbally or in your head. Okay, I want to come to the conclusion of whether or not this position is right for me while I'm creating here. Amen. Or so it is. Aha. Whatever. You know what I mean? And then do it, and then watch what happens, and then see it, and then have this be an ongoing thing for you. I hope that's okay. I hope that works for you. You love crafts. You got stuff. also come to on your own in a moment of crafting with an intention set. I know she is so expressive. I love that about her too. That's really sweet. Kuromi's Corner really appreciates you and all of your fiery energy. Also, hello everybody, welcome. Well, mostly everybody. Oh, I'm avoiding talking about it, but I just realized I blocked him. I blocked him. From now on, I'm learning now not to talk back to people. I just block them right away. So, sorry it took me a minute to get to that one. Oh my gosh, I love that. Yes, and I feel like the more that you introduce creativity, the more it's naturally going to come and become a suggestion and like, hey, can I do this? And I'd like to work on this. And you know what I mean? Like, and that's going to be like very emotionally cathartic based on all those cards that came out. Come. Look, I dyed her hair. Come. There's a Carmen appreciation happening right now. Yes, that's perfect. And then turn around so they can see all the colors. So happy. This happy little girl. She lost a tooth. Hair reveal. Oh. Turn around so they can see all the colors. You had the right idea. Blue. But turn around. Yeah, trust me. Okay, hold on. Yes. Okay. So originally, it was going to be 2 shades of pink, red, yellow, and green. And it turned out like red, purple, pink, and blue. But I think it turned out real nice. Oh no, all my cards. That's okay. Yeah. Ultimately, you have to make that decision on your own. Spirit is not going to answer it in this reading, but they're giving, ooh, no hitting. But they're giving you a good framework to figure it out on your own. They want to acknowledge you're overwhelmed right now and to wait. Don't rush for the answer. But, play with that idea of setting your intention and getting creative and letting the answer come to you. And then that's going to be a new skill for you in lots of different areas moving forward. Also, being the prototype, that is very creative. Like you're setting a standard. Stop sucking on my thumb. Hey, there's a difference between joining and being distracting. You also knocked over my cards.
There's some water here.
I love you very much. Thank you for joining us.
I'll help you.
Oh, stepped on them.
Oh. Can you help me?
Yeah, can you pick them all back up? Thank you. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Thank you. I know I'm really proud she's a beautiful little girl. You want me to just do it? Look, I can just do it really fast. It's okay. Thank you for wanting to try and help. That's an improvement. Really appreciate that. Much better. Here we are. Cool. Okay, so that's great. Do you need anything else further clarified? Before I go on to Ashley, which is the last one for the night, and that's perfect timing. I was actually telling my mom about you the other day, Mandy. I was like, I have a client, and she does readings for like her and her daughter, and she lives in South Carolina. Because I was born in Charleston, so I wanted to tell my mom a little bit about you. Don't worry, I didn't tell her like about your readings, the content or anything, but I did tell her that. She was like, oh my gosh, wow. Ashley here. I think I'm kind of capping out for the night. Honestly, if you could wait until the Wednesday live, that would be much better to come back then. And if you guys pay before the live, you get to go first, by the way. I realize it's more of like a trust system, but it's up to you. You can always like pay right before you pop on, or just be ready to pay right when it starts. Oh, isn't that sweet? I just thought it was really cool because my mom purposely moved there and had me born in Charleston, South Carolina. And I was like, oh my gosh, she lives there, like close, kind of. Yes, and I told her how you've been there before and stuff. No, you're not gonna spray the candles. Okay, this is where you're causing problems when you don't need to. After. Oh, I don't think you're supposed. I don't know.
No.
Is it bad to spray it? She wants to she has a little water sprayer to spray the candles. Will they relight? That's kind of a silly question, isn't it? You're not exhausting. not exhausted at all from your reading. Okay, and then there's Ashley. Okay, great.